Hello and welcome to this video of the online course Wilderness Navigation Masters, where we will practice matching topographic map to the landscape. Yes, it's not easy, but I encourage you to make an effort to learn how to. And once you practice it, you can start doing it almost effortless. If you don't know what matching your topographic map to the landscape mean, let me explain it for you. Matching your topographic map to the landscape is the opposite of what a topographer does, which is taking a three dimensions world and think how can he turn it into a 2D world. So your job is, or what you will learn in this video is to see a 2D work and imagine it how can he be in a 3D world or in the real world. Because once you learn that and you apply it during your planning, you will arrive at your trail already having an idea of what's around you. And that is one of the first steps to a successful wilderness navigation. So let's go. First thing I want you to know is that sometimes if you have two landmarks, like a mountain after another one or two like in this photo, they may be looking like if they are close to each other. But in reality, it's not the case. This is just an illusion, and if you locate the first landmark in your topographic map and you try to find the second one, do not limit yourself searching for it just near the first one. Search for it in 4 places in the map. This is a picture for Maroon Lake, where we see two mountains and something like a ridge line between them. And behind them directly, there is another mountain's peaks and a ridge line that connect them. Now, I want you to imagine the topographic map of this lake, the first two mountains, and the series of mountains in the background. When we will see the actual topographic map of this place, I'm sure it's not what you've imagined. This picture is taken from this place in this direction. This dashed black line is what represents this trail. This edge on the topographic map is what represents this place behind this backpacker. This non-green little zone is represented by this white zone in the topographic map. Now that you are familiar with the area, if I question you where we will find this series of mountains, you will tell me it's directly after the bottom left edge of this map, or of this photo, which is not the case. Because if we zoomed out, the mountains series that we see in the background of the photo are actually far away from the Maroon Lake, and between them there is another lake that we don't see in the photo, named Crater Lake. In this case, if you search for the mountain series directly after the Maroon Lakes, you may think that the topographic map is not correct, or your map is not well oriented, or something else, which can cause you problems when you are outdoors. So, when you try to match your topographic map to the landscape, open your mind a little bit. And if you don't find what you search for near the first landmark, search for it a little bit away in your topographic map. The second thing I want you to pay attention to, and what caused this illusion, is that altitude can change what you can see. From a low altitude, a landmark that are higher than your place can block what you can see. So pay attention to the altitude of each place to imagine correctly what you can see and what you can't see from your position. This higher place here is another reason of what stopped us from seeing the crater lake in the photo. So pay attention to the altitudes, and whenever you are in a lower altitude, there is some places that you can't see from your position. Another thing that I want you to do when you are trying to match your topographic map to a landscape is to start with the bigger landmarks. Then search for the smaller ones. In this example of the Lake Tahoe, if I ask you to search for this part of the lake in this zoomed out topographic map and you start by trying to find this lake part that looks like a tennis racket handle, you will not succeed. You may think that it's this part or it's all this part, which is not true. Instead, go for this big landmark, which is this lake that have this little island in it. When you do that, you go directly searching for a water space with a little landmark in it, which is this place. When you zoom in, you see that it's true, because this little island is this, and this tennis racket handle part of the lake is represented by this. So these photos are taken from this trail. Another photo that I want you to match it to the topographic map excerpt is this. Here, the important landmarks or the big landmarks to search for in the topographic map is this lake and these two peaks. If we search for them in this topographic map excerpt, it will not be this because there isn't two peaks, and it will not be this for the same reason. It's this because this is the two peaks that we've seen in the background of the photo. So these photos are taken from this place, which is a trail. I can confirm you this by this Google search result. Another photo that I want you to match to the landscape is this photo of Tenaya Lake, which is this lake in this topographic map excerpt. I want you to tell me if these photos are taken from this campground or one of these picnic areas. Starting by searching for this green zone in the topographic map excerpt will not help you. Because if these photos are taken from this place, we have a green area. And if we think it's from this place, we have another green area or the same green area. So go for the big or the important landmarks, which is these three mountains. If we start by this mountain at the left, it may be this mountain in this topographic map excerpt. But after we search for the other two mountains, we don't find them here. So this mountain is not what is represented here. But when we search for them after this mountain, we found that this one is this and this one is this. So these photos are taken from this place, and this woodland area is what is represented here. Now we can say that these photos are taken from this place. This is how we match our topographic map to the landscape. We go for the big or the important landmarks, then the little ones. Other than that, we pay attention to the altitudes of different places to know what we can see and what we can't. And if we don't find a landmark in a place that we think it's supposed to be on, we open our mind and search for it a little bit far away. In the exercise of this video, I want you to search for known places like lakes and mountains and try to locate them on a digital topographic map or a physical one if you have it. And try to find the position that the photo are taken from, or just match your topographic map to the photo. That's all for this video. Thank you for sticking with me to the end and see you in the next video.